you're always going to get 26% of people that just don't know what the hell's going on, right? Don't follow anything. That's what this reflects. But the people who are paying attention are saying that everything is terrible. If anyone's like read a headline or has a functional brainstem, they're saying, no, everything's going bad. Saying that Joe Biden was going to win Wisconsin by 25 points and that Joe Biden was going to win 40 states, right? You have these polls saying that Hillary Clinton was going to beat Donald Trump in like 50 states. Whoa! It's all fake. Because these pollsters don't know how to poll Republicans. We're going to believe this poll because the Wall Street Journal is owned by News Corp, owns Fox News. They have a very conservative readership. People are going to answer their polls. So when you get a phone call as a Republican and they say, hi, I'm CNN calling. Can you give me answers? You're not going to get the correct polling numbers from that because Republicans hate CNN. They hate corporate media, and they watch this show. And we just want to thank you. We had a record viewership day yesterday. And so thanks a lot for watching all of our content from Jesse Smollett. A new Wall Street Journal poll finds a troubling sign for the party seeking to extend its controlling majority of Congress for another 2 years. Yeah, that ain't going to happen. The Wall Street Journal numbers are brutal. Joe Biden job approval, 57% disapprove. Yikes, you ain't coming back from that. 57% disapprove. I mean, that's worse than Donald Trump at this point. Again, it's so important to state Donald Trump had every single bit of wind at his front, not at his back. Joe Biden has the wind at his back. If he didn't, he would fall right over because Joe Biden isn't alive. That's why Joe Biden walks around like a robot. We literally think he needs help walking. Why does he walk so weird? We need to do an investigation into that. Joe Biden had the wind at his front. Joe Biden was fighting every conceivable scandal that they could throw at him, plus the kitchen sink, and yet, Donald Trump was fighting that, and yet Donald Trump had higher polling numbers than Joe Biden does right now. Oh, it's wonderful to see the corrupt system collapsing. We will build something new and beautiful in its place. Is Biden focused on the most important issues? 39% agree, 58% disagree. Yeah, that tracks. Is the direction of the country in the right direction or wrong direction? 63% say it's the wrong direction. 26% say it's the right direction. 26% of people. You're just always going to have the people like who are drooling with the microwave brain, right, going on, and the hole in the middle of their head, and they just sit there and they're like watching MSNBC and going, yes, more information. They're just NPCs, right? They're just hollow, like the gush of wind through their eardrums, right? You can hear whoosh, you can hear the sound. You're always going to get 26% of people that just don't know what the hell's going on, right? Don't follow anything. That's what this reflects. But the people who are paying attention are saying that everything is terrible. If anyone's like read a headline or has a functional brainstem, they're saying, no, everything's going bad. This is very bad, and it's just another puncture in the hull of the Titanic. As you get into the punctures in the Titanic, USS Biden, this is what it looks like. The holes are gaping and it's taking on water. This ship's headed to the bottom of the ocean. Joe Biden handling of the economy, 59% disapprove. Handling of inflation, 63% disapprove. Handling of the borders, 57% disapprove. Fighting crime, 56% disapprove. Woof. Yet Joe Biden sitting there at the State of the Union being like, we will fund the police. Fund the police. And AOC is like, no. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in the midterm. Voters' views of both political parties are changing wildly as well. 46% view the GOP positively, and they're going to support them in November. 41% say Dems. That's so weird to have a GOP advantage on just the generic ballot like that. You start to see advantages like that when you break it out into particular politicians. For instance, fundraising numbers came out today for the Florida gubernatorial race. Ron DeSantis is on the ballot in November. Ron DeSantis raised $8 million this last month. And all of the Democrats running against him combined, all of them combined, raised $1 million. So Ron DeSantis is going to win by exactly 700 billion points in Florida. It's not going to be pretty. Also, it's amazing. This is what happens when you have a strong Republican leadership. Ron DeSantis is going to carry seats like crazy because Democrats aren't going to show up and vote because Democrats just don't they know they have it good down here. That's why every Democrat's trying to vacation down here if you're AOC or Eric Swalwell, or live down here if you're Nancy Pelosi, right? Every Democrat wants to come and live in Florida. They know they have it good. They need to fight their little cultural battles, right? And lie. The Don't Say Gay bill, right? They need to lie about it. By the way, I just said gay. What does that mean? Are cops going to break into my studio right now? I'm in Florida. Are they going to haul me away? I don't know. Come on. Come get me. Come on. I just said the word gay. Is that what happens? What's going on? Do I get arrested now? We'll find out. Please don't put me in the cell with Jesse Smollett, by the way. Please don't put, even though our live streams from that cell would be insane. We would have a very fun time. Me and Jesse, the Benny and Jesse show. Would you tune in? Would be wild. Jesse Smollett is in solitary confinement, which means he's sharing a cell with his attacker. Very cruel. That's a headline from the Babylon Bee. All right, back to the polling, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the polling. Ron DeSantis cleaning up in Florida. Florida's going to become so red this cycle, and it's because of numbers like this. Is inflation under control? Well, 47% of voters believe the GOP would be best to get inflation under control. Best to reduce crime, 46% GOP advantage, 26 Dems. I mean, that's 20-point split. 20-point split. Best to rebuild the economy, 47% GOP, 34% Dems. Secure the border, 51% GOP, 25% Dems. That's the strongest there. But all GOP scraping the top of the 40s and 50%. And the Dems slogging all the way down into 25% to secure the border, 30% to get inflation under control. And that's what people care about, because people care about piercing the veil. There's a concept that's called piercing the veil. And in politics, what that means is when you affect someone's day-to-day life. Most people, I know this is going to come as a shock, and it comes as a shock to my wife and I because we talk about politics day and night. But most people go about their days and they care about the NFL. They care about seeing Batman. They care about watching their kids at T-ball. They actually don't think about politics day in and day out. If you're watching this, dear viewer, maybe you're one of those people, like me, who care about politics obsessively. I think that it's a way to save the country. I think it's why God put me on this earth for this time, but this is my role. This is my mission. This is my obsession. You can only have one in life, and so this is my obsession, right? Making colorful and important political commentary that people are interested in. So that's what I do for a living. Maybe you love politics that much, but most people don't. And so piercing the veil is when a decision made in Washington actually pierces into somebody's life and affects them and hurts them. Now, that would be $5 gasoline. That would be 100% increase in their grocery bill. That would be not being able to find a car, or not being able to pay rent, or having to wear a mask on an airplane, or losing their job because of a vaccine mandate. Those are decisions made in Washington that affect someone's life. And there's been a lot of those lately. Washington would play a really smart game that would be stay the hell out of people's lives, and actually will stay the hell out of Washington. That's the way the game was played for a long time. And people loved it. And Washington got to sort of do whatever they wanted. And now they can't help themselves. The nature of the same people that brought you Jesse Smollett is to mess with your life, to mess with our systems. They can't leave the hell enough alone. They can't let us alone. And so they're going to pay. They're going to pay. These are the most horrific numbers I have ever read for Democrats. Listen to this. This is broken out based on demographics. Republicans beat Democrats among Hispanics and are at 27% among black voters, which is what? Listen, if Republicans get like above 12% with black voters, it's seen as like a huge win for Republicans. Winning Hispanics, beating by 9, the Wall Street Journal shows by 9 percentage points, winning Hispanic voters, you're done. You're talking about the end of the Democratic Party in our lifetime. They're finished. Because right now the Democratic Party isn't really a party. It's just a coalition of the dispossessed. It's simply a bunch of people that have been cobbled together, that don't actually like each other, that have totally differing opinions and worldviews, that have a totally different set of agenda items that they wish to accomplish and things they want to do. And they're cobbled together by the fact that Democrats tell them that they're oppressed. That's why when you watch Jesse Smollett's interview with Robin, the ABC News reporter, the famous interview where he cried. Her name was Robin something. He has all of these medallions up and down his chest. Every Black Power symbol, every gay rights symbol, every little like unique little group, right? Cause for applause. And you have all those little groups up and down his chest, and what he was trying to do there is to signal to the overall Democratic Party, which is just the coalition of the dispossessed, you should all support me. Look, I'm wearing your totem. I'm wearing your symbol. A symbol of the Republican Party is the American flag. The symbol of my movement is the American flag, something that we all agree on. That's like it. That's the symbol of my movement. The symbol of the Democratic Party is like, he looked like a NASCAR driver, like with all the little like blings and medallions and little doodads up and down his jacket. You got to check it out. It's like such an embarrassing display. Anyway, the point is that that's the modern day breakdown. And if you start losing and breaking off that like flimsy little dispossessed coalition, well, then you're going to be in huge trouble, and that's what this poll shows. Wall Street Journal survey found that Republicans are making massive gains among minority groups, 9 percentage points with Hispanic voters, and that, excuse me, the two parties have been tied among Hispanic voters in the Journal's survey since November. So the same poll, Republicans were tied. Now they lead by 9 percentage points. Well, that's what tanking the economy does to you. By the way, maybe Democrats are looking at their open border policies and saying, perhaps this is a bad idea to bring in people that are traditionally conservative, that are Christian, that come from traditional households. Maybe they won't agree that there are 279,000 genders. Perhaps they won't agree with childhood sexualization and indoctrination. Yikes. Democrat margins eroded among black voters who favored Democrats for Congress for 35 percentage points, down from 56 points. So that's a 20-point collapse in black support for Democrats in November. Republicans rose to 27% among black voters, up from 12. So a 2x increase plus for Republicans and a 20-point collapse for Democrats. Not going well. Not going well for the Democrat Party. And
thank you for watching. We are 100% independent news. Are you sick of being lied to? We certainly are. That's why we started this channel. But we can't do it without you. We can't keep going without your help. All we ask is that you click like and subscribe and share this video. It's free. And it keeps us going, it keeps us growing, it keeps us getting the truth out there to break the rotted corporate media infrastructure that wants to lie to you every single day, wants to corrupt your narratives, your truth, your story, and your very society. So support us by clicking like, clicking subscribe, and thank you, Patriots.